Hello viewers, Edolve brings you the next installment of a super cool interview series. And today we have a young celebrity, victorious Vivan.
Hello everybody.
Hello Vivan, how are you today?
I'm excited.
Excellent, I am so excited and looking forward to this interview as well. So before we begin, can you start by telling me your full name and how old you are?
My full name is Vivan Kohli and I'm 9 years old.
9-year young boy we have. Very well, very well. All right, Vivan. So why don't you start by telling me something that makes you happy every day? Is there anything that you look forward to? Anything that makes you happy?
Yes, I look forward for my father to come back from his hospital and play chess with me.
Play chess with you. Okay, so you are an emerging chess player, I see. Do you enjoy playing chess a lot?
Yeah.
Very well, very well. And how long back did you start playing chess?
Like mid of May, so it might be like a month or something.
You are right. That's the correct calculation. A month. Okay. So it's a newfound activity that you do with your dad. Absolutely wonderful.
I knew chess, I just didn't play with my father, so I started.
Okay, I think that's absolutely great. Even I love playing chess with my father as well as my brother. So I can completely understand what you're talking about. All right, Vivan. So the next question that I have for you is about somebody who you aspire to be like. So is there anyone in this world that you know, like whom you would want to be? Somebody you aspire to be like?
Yes, I want to be like Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay.
Because he knows some of the most amazing moves in football.
Wow. And well, I could not agree more with you. All right, Vivan. Well, now I have a set of few pretend questions for you. So I would like you to pretend here that you are a chef at a restaurant and you have to create a new and special dish. So tell me, what would you like to make?
I would like to make chocolate syrup and maple syrup dipped apple ice cream.
This sounds absolutely fantastic. So tell me a little more about it. How would you make it? What is this ice cream about? Yes.
I would take pieces of apple, dip them in chocolate syrup and maple syrup.
Okay. And then?
Eat it.
Okay. All right. So you're going to dip everything and then you're going to make an ice cream out of it.
And then I put whatever we put in an ice cream and then churn it and eat it. That's it.
Wow. I'm sure it's going to be very tasty. Certainly sounds delicious to me. Yeah. Apple has been, a sweet ingredient for many, many years. So wonderful choice, I must say. And had you heard about this recipe somewhere or did you think about it?
I thought about it.
Brilliant. Well done. Well, that brings me to my second pretend question. So if you were a photographer for a day, Vivan, what would you photograph?
I would photograph nature and wildlife from Africa and India.
Africa and India. I think that's certainly going to take more than a day then.
Yes, then maybe more of Africa.
Okay.
Wildlife more.
Yes, there's more wildlife that you see there in Africa. Absolutely right. You have giraffes there, zebras. Yeah. All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, Vivan. So coming on to my next question for you. Now, this one is again, about animals. Okay. So if you could compare yourself to an animal, Vivan, which animal would you choose?
I would compare myself to a tiger because a tiger attacks when it's troubled.
Okay.
I hit when I'm annoyed or someone annoys me.
Oh, okay. So you're clearly not somebody to mess with. You don't want anybody to annoy you. Okay, then. I think all your viewers are going to keep that in mind. Never to trouble or annoy Vivan. So actually, Vivan, that brings me to my next question. Is there anything that really bugs you? Anything that really annoys you?
Yes, my brother Christian annoys me a lot when he presses keys on my laptop, and when he does things that I don't like. So I either hit him or I tell my mother.
But I hope that's a playful hit and not something really forceful.
So if he hits me, then I hit him back. But
Okay.
just annoy me, so I tell my mother.
So clearly you are not the one to instigate violence here. You don't start it. Yes? Sometimes. Okay. Well, I think it's absolutely, like that classic sibling rivalry that I have. So I also have an older brother, and we used to do this kind of sibling fighting when we were younger. So I know what you're talking about. It's not something forceful, not something violent. Yeah. It's simply coming out of the fact that you're really annoyed, right? Okay. Now, when you're annoyed and, if you don't want to hit him because he's your younger brother and you absolutely adore him, right? So if you don't want to hit him, then in that case, Vivan, how do you cope up with it?
Tell my mother or my didi, and if I tell my didi, then my didi tells my mother, and my mother handles it, or I just straight away tell my mother.
So eventually your mom is the one who takes care of the situation.
Yeah.
Okay. Hats off to her then. She's able to handle you two then. All right, Vivan. Great. Okay. So now coming on to my next question for you. Now tell me this. If you could make any 3 rules for your house, okay? It's time for you to be the home minister. So if you can make any 3 rules for your house, and everybody in your house will have to follow those rules. So what do you think they would be?
So my first rule would be unlimited screen time.
Okay.
Second would be food of my choice and my brother's choice.
Okay.
And third rule would be sleep. I can sleep whenever I want.
Oh, so all 3 rules are something that are for you. I'm not sure if your parents are going to be very comfortable with them, but clearly you and your brother are going to be very happy with these rules. Yeah? So when you say food of my choice, tell me which food items are not included in your list.
Vegetables.
Okay.
And then South Indian.
Okay, South Indian food. Okay.
Chinese.
Oh gosh.
Except dim sums and chop suey.
Okay. So what are we left with? Pizzas and burgers?
Yeah, and not Mexican. So that's
Okay. So clearly the food of your choice is quite limited, I see. Yeah.
Sometimes I can eat dosa.
But that's a South Indian food.
Sometimes I can eat dosa.
Okay, not every day.
No.
So let me ask you, what is that one food item that you can actually eat every day? Any one food item. Think about it.
Aloo bhujia from Haldiram's.
Aloo bhujia from Haldiram. So you can survive in a packet of namkeen.
Not a packet, like the whole store or something.
Okay, all right.
For the whole day or a week or a month or what?
Let's assume a week.
So then if I don't share it with anyone, then
So let's assume you have 10 packets of aloo bhujia.
then I could share it, give half of
But
it.
you can survive with only eating aloo bhujia for a week.
Yeah.
Well, clearly you have love for this. Yes.
With water.
No, of course, with water. I'm not taking away the basic necessity from you. All right, you have water. Okay, great. So I see aloo bhujia is definitely in your food of my choice list. All right, Vivan. Now let me ask you a few questions about your favorite memories. So let's start by talking about some vacations. So have you had a vacation that you really like? Any one vacation of yours?
The time we went to USA and when we went to Singapore and Dubai. Those are my...
So are these 3 different vacations or okay? So tell me the best part about each of these vacations. Can you?
The USA vacation, Disneyland.
Okay.
Singapore, Universal Studios, and Dubai, that when we saw the Burj Khalifa.
Wow. Okay. So clearly you had fun time in all your 3 vacations. Lovely. Top 3 vacation of your, clearly. Wonderful. Okay. So, all right. So now let me talk about a good memory from a not so good year. So the year of 2020 wasn't an awesome year, right? Because that's when the pandemic hit us. But is there any memory that you have from that year that makes you very happy?
Going to Dubai. But start, not like when the COVID came.
So not at the peak time, in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Okay. I think, then you avoided the risk of the coronavirus infection. Lucky bee.
I think January or like February something.
Okay, yes. I think it was a few months after that, the virus became really potent, I would say. Yeah? Okay, all right. So then you avoided it. Well done. All right then, Vivan. So now let's talk about another memory. So now that was about vacations, about the year 2020. So now let me talk about another interesting question for you. So this one you might have to take a little bit of time, okay? Imagine if you stepped out of this interview, Vivan, and you found out that you have won 1 crore rupees. Now that's a lot of money, right? So what do you plan to do with all of that? How would you spend it?
I would give 50% to my parents and brother. They could do whatever they want. I would take 50% for myself, save it in my bank account or something, and spend it in the future for a car.
For a car? You would like to buy a very maybe luxurious car for yourself?
Not very luxurious, like a small car.
Okay, so a small basic car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a necessity, right? Everybody should either know how to drive, or at least have that necessary transport. Fair enough. All right, Vivan. So that brings me to the last few questions that I have for your interview today. Now tell me this. Is there something that you can do today that you couldn't do last year? Any one thing that you learned?
Any one thing that I got is a Nintendo, so I couldn't play on my Nintendo.
Okay. So you finally are a proud owner of a Nintendo this year.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. All right. So the last question that I have for you in this interview today is, if you could swap places with anybody in your family, who would it be?
I would want to swap places with my mother, because then I could also make the 3 rules that I want.
Okay.
And I would not get scolded so much.
Okay. So you're going to avoid all that scolding that you get. I think that's a very smart reason that you would like to swap places with your mom. In fact, she's the home minister of your house, isn't she? Yeah? All right, Vivan. Wonderful. So I had quite an interesting time in our interview today. Did you have fun?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Absolutely wonderful. Even I enjoyed your answers a lot. Thank you so much for this interview, Vivan. All the very best. More power to you and take care. Bye-bye from Edolve to everyone. Bye.
Yay!